Oh, good. I did it right. So, have to know your top 3 whys. Number 1, guys, if you want somebody to do it, you got to lead from the front, right? This job is no different than raising your kids. Have you ever noticed that? Those of us that have an office, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I clean up after grown men, right? Who you would think, oh my gosh, you know, they leave the toilet paper off the roll. They do what they do the things that you teach them to do. Guys, that's where we are right now. I've got to get out there and start leading from the front. The only way for me to say, hey, Josiah, go field recruit. Zach, you know, Ken, go field recruit, is for me to go out and start doing it. And then when they see people coming in, they see the benefits, they see the financial impact that leaves on me. Now I'm leading from the front, okay? I want to move up the career track just like everybody else. And there's no one else to do this but me. So why not start with me? And I'm okay with that. So I am super competitive with other market directors. I bet you I asked 2 or 3 people, hey, did you see the career track last week? Because I didn't get it. But the first name, and Brad knows this, I love him to death, but the first name that I look for on the career track is mine and his. You know, I always look to see where Brad is. Does he have me by GAP? Does he have me by submit? Does he have me by recruits? What does he have me by? But it's a friendly game. Guys, I would pick somebody that you know, whether it's somebody that's been here as long as you have, whether it's somebody that you look to as a mentor. Pick somebody and use that to fuel you. But the quickest way to move up the career track is by field recruiting. Okay, it's not by personal sales, it's by field recruiting. So, and then one of my whys is my family. Guys, my family is the reason that I do 98%, well, it's high, maybe 95% of what I do. Okay, and I would prefer to pay now and play later instead of playing now and paying later. Okay, I want to sit back one day and had good conversations with Kyle this weekend about this. You know, I don't want to work forever, right? I want to get my renewals to a certain level. And then when they get to that certain level, you know, let's see what happens then. So how to field recruit out in the field. And guys, this is the best way for me to learn is by teaching you guys. So I'm as we go through this, I've read over this a bunch of times, but I just want to make sure that we all get this and understand so that our field recruiting numbers go up. We train on field recruiting. We are going to train on field recruiting in our office on a weekly basis, okay? With everybody that's in our office, we are going to start putting a 100% full focus on field recruiting as part of it. So Josiah, get ready. You know, these bonuses that come in, guys, I need stuff to help me pay for the office, okay? And if you're in a turf and you don't have an office close to you, guys, it does help to give your agents a space that they can come to. Okay, I realize it's one more thing that you have to clean, one more power bill, one more cable bill, but this office, having this office in Wilmington has really changed where we are and how we move forward. So if you have 20 contacts a day, guys, that's 100 per week, that's 400 a month. There's 400 possible leads of people that you can talk to about a job with Family Heritage. 400. So those of us who just say, hey, man, I don't really know anybody, guys, we're kidding ourselves. And I'm saying it out loud to you because I'm kidding myself, okay? We're looking for hard workers, people you want to spend time with outside of work, easy to build rapport with. Buyers should always be field recruited for them or someone that they know. Ask them, hey, who do you know? Josiah, the lady, it was her stepson. You know, who do you know to be great at this position? I had a fireman that I thought was going to be good. And after a conversation with his significant other, he didn't think he could devote the time to it. Okay. And here it is. Hey, Lisa, do you plan on working here forever or is this more of a temporary job? Well, the reason why I'm asking is that my company is hiring and I think you would do really well at this. Would you want to get some more info on what I do? Are you open to the opportunity? Or open to other opportunities? Guys, I think that's a key line. Are you open to other opportunities? It's like when we're in the demo and we say, hey, why do you say that? Right? But you want to make sure that, first of all, that they're open to the opportunity. If not, it's going to be a very short call. Okay. People don't always remember what you say, but how you make them feel. I get that. Show people that we have fun. A lot of people, when I ride with other people, they see, hey, those guys really have fun, right? When Kyle and I, when I was training, he'd say, hey, this is Todd Styles. He's divorced, or in a demo, Brandy, you asked me about this on the train more. In a demo, I forgot about this until he did it to me on Sunday. He would be like, hey, are you married or are you single, to a female? And if they went, yeah, I'm married, he'd go, oh, Todd wanted to know. I didn't want to know, but it was just funny if people see that and they see the humor and they think it's a pretty good time. So avoid verbal diarrhea. And it took me a minute when I was reading through this to understand, but guys, don't get into the specifics. Because, is it cold calling? You know what I'm saying? People start throwing this out there and things like that. Guys, just say, hey, you know what? I'm sure that let me go back. Let the AO handle that call, or your manager above you, or whoever you bring. So let the AOs do the heavy lifting. Don't talk too much. Get their info, pass it along, then edify your AO. Okay? They're great questions for my AOs. Perfect answer. So if they say, hey, is this cold calling? Great question, man. When you talk with my AO, he can walk you through all of those questions, right? So there's no reason for you to lay it all out on the table and explain every aspect of what we do. I'm trying to move this out of the way real quick. Who do you know that's looking for other opportunities? My company's currently hiring. We're looking for someone sharp, driven, fun to work with, and who's good with people. Who do you know is trying to make more money? Guys, this job, it's changed my life and the life of my family. Right? Why wouldn't I want to share that with people? Why wouldn't I want to let people know that that's what this job has done for me and my family? It makes a lot of sense, right? And it's just me, and it's inside here that I need to get through to my head that, hey, field recruiting is going to save me a ton of money. Okay? So, any questions, guys?
Oh, this is awesome.
Is this hitting home with a lot of people?
Yes.
Okay. This is kind of more towards our personal networking. Who would you invite to a concert? I like that idea. Somebody that could, buy a lot of beers. That would be perfect. So have a team meeting. Explain why personal recruits do better. Okay. They're more connected. It's true. Now, we've all done the Facebook ads and things like that, and I've got people off those and things like that. But I can tell you this. When I first started this job, I was working in Greenville, North Carolina, and I went into a business, and they said, we have I totally just forgot they have another company, a competitor. Okay, they have another company. Sorry, Washington National. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And I still tried to sell the guy. And next thing you know, I get a phone call in the car, and this guy calls and he says, hey, Todd, my name's Chuck. And Ken knows who Chuck is. Van knows who Chuck is. He goes, my name's Chuck. You went into one of my businesses. And I was like, well, it is for now, but it's not for long. Okay. And the guy goes, I'd like to have lunch with you. And I said, well, why? Why do you want to have lunch with me? And he said, you know what? I from what I understand from the owner of the business, man, you're a pretty sharp guy, and I'd like to talk to you. And I said, you know what? I'm not interested. And the guy goes, you're not even interested in hearing what I have to say? And I said, no, I'm not. And I said, Van is more than just, the guy who hired me. He's a friend of mine, and I've got a connection with him, and I wouldn't leave him, And guys, that is one of the things that personal recruits do, right? They don't jump ship because you're a friend of theirs. Most of the time, they're going to be a little more invested in what we do. So, if you want to build a national championship team, it won't be off mass recruits. You need your team's help. Explain what's in it for them. $1,500 recruiting bonus, overrides, career track advancement. Okay. All of those things, guys, are what's in it for people. WIFM, what's in it for me? People are always wanting to know. If you had an awesome concert coming up, free tickets, unlimited food and drink. Oh, see, I wouldn't even need somebody with a lot of money. Who would you invite? Wouldn't you invite all of your friends? And the answer is yes, right? You'd invite as many people as you could get to the party. And you'd be like, hey, man, this is what it is. This is how it works. Similar situation. Who do you know that's a hard worker, underpaid, really good at what they do, fun to be around, looking for a change, good at sales, and makes good money? Guys, sometimes they don't have to be good at sales, right? CJ, you weren't in sales before, correct?
Correct. I was not in sales.
So look at that, man, right? And I can't believe that CJ is getting ready to transfer to Team ILM. Crazy, but hey, thanks, CJ. I really appreciate it. Hey, John, I thought of you because you've always been really good at what you do, man. And I think you would be really successful here too. My company is currently hiring in your area. Would you be open to taking a look at what I do? Again, guys, super simple. Would you be open to taking a look at what I do? This is that question that's kind of just saying, hey, I'm not promising you a job. I'm promising you an interview. Would you be open to it? Are you open to it? That just means, hey, man, would you sit back and listen? The soft approach, recruiting referral approach. Hey, John, due to COVID and many people out there looking for other jobs, my company is in expansion mode and I'm hiring. Who do you know who has hustle and a good work ethic? Who do you know that wants to possibly double their income? Again, guys, just a good way for you to get out there and you know, throw things out. People ask me constantly in interviews, hey, how was your business affected last year? And I tell everybody, guys, we were up 20%. How do you think that makes people feel that are interested in a job when COVID took the wind out of how many people's sales, right, and closed how many businesses' doors, but we were up 20%? How do you think that makes people feel about the future of this job, right? It makes them go, hey, man, this is really something that I could look at. You know, Todd said they were up 20% last year. So, guys, I think that we've proven a little bit, you know, that COVID kind of helped us out, right? Because we got out there and worked. We learned to work a little bit differently, correct? Some of us went from just straight businesses to straight, you know, being able to now do Zoom meetings and things like that. Now Zoom is not as scary as it used to be. I'm all like, oh, cool, let's just do it over Zoom, right? Social media recruiting. Why would someone want to work for you? What do they see in you that they want to be like? Post good news about your agent. I don't do this enough, and I should. I need the big wins. Don't post negative stuff. I try not to. Whenever I think negatively and I want to say something to somebody on Facebook, I don't. I just walk away from it, right? Stay away from posting politics. Now, guys, it's such a hard time to stay focused on that. But don't do it. If you post controversial stuff on your page, chances are there's people out there that you're pissing off, right? So 3/4 of your post should be about things outside of family heritage. Post cool things, great views of landscapes, family photos, trips that you go on. Everybody knows, guys, who's friends with me on Facebook, most of my pictures that I post are all about my family, right? I need to start getting into more of posting things about, like Josiah, just got his second car of his entire life. You know, how quickly he's growing up. Right before my eyes. After a post, make sure that there's 10 comments. Guys, we all know this because we do those ads and we call everybody. But if it's something you're doing, you know, solo, you're saying, hey, man, I'm going to be a maverick. I'm going alone on this one. Just call people and say, or shoot them a message on Voxer. Hey, man, guys, I'm getting ready to post something. If you guys could, you know. And I would ask you guys to do this. When you post stuff on Voxer, don't make it seem too crazy off the wall. when you're making a comment on somebody else's page, you know what I'm saying? Hey, great to work with you. Way to lead from the front, stuff like that, you know. Look forward to seeing you in Cabo. Things like that perk people's ears up, right? They go, what, Cabo? I mean, when are you guys going to Cabo? Don't make it sound like a network marketing gig. We definitely don't want to get that. We don't want to get into that realm. And a lot of people look at you and kind of go, so it's just kind of like one of those pyramid things. Guys, it's nothing like one. But people who don't understand what we do and understand what those are completely, look at it from the outside and think. And just so you guys know, I always say, hey, so who's your car insurance through? And they'll tell me who their dealer is. I'm like, oh, it's Nationwide. Perfect. Is it just one guy's name on the door at Nationwide, or is it everybody that works in there? And they're like, oh, it's just one guy. Right. This is the same situation. Lots of people work with us, but there's one guy's name on the door. Does that make sense? So have an action item at the end of the post. Message me if you want to hear more, things like that. For specific questions people start asking, these are great hiring questions from a manager, Kyle, or from my manager, Van, or Todd, or Brad. Is it cool if I connect you to? Okay. Again, this gets back into that verbal diarrhea. Guys, don't get into that game. You get into that game, and you're going to open up a can of worms that you may turn somebody off. You may not speak something clearly. You may not really understand the process. So just pass it off to somebody. Let somebody else do the heavy lifting, right? Everywhere you go, approach. Easy to do, easy not to do. We need to have our recruiting radar up now, you know, guys, and these are sitting right here, and I'm going to reach over here quick to show you. You're amazing, right? We should talk. And here's the information right here. It's pretty simple, guys. Now we just hand them one of these cards. It's almost like hitting that play button on the demo, right? The demo will run by itself. Just give them the card. Say, hey, man, you know, if you got a couple minutes, can you do that tonight? I like to give people deadlines. That's something you could watch by tonight. So top producers walk by us every day in our normal lives. 100% agree that we don't say a word to. Okay? There are people that walk by us every single day. I was in a fire department in Greenville with Connor not too long ago, and a girl came in selling paper supplies. And I followed her out to her car, okay? Keeping an eye out, and to talk to her about the job. Sorry, I should have finished that sentence. I followed her out to the car and gave her my car. Said, hey, you know, I'd love to work with you, because she had driven in from Raleigh. So that tells me, okay, she's driving. She's willing to hustle, you know? Keeping an eye out for exceptional service, waitresses, bartenders, chatty people at events, sporting events. The first time I ever met Jordan Dobbins was at a festival or a fundraiser for a hurricane. We were at a brewery on Riceville Beach. Just individuals that catch your eye, someone confident, Uber drivers, right? Difficult now in Ubers because everybody's wearing masks, but, you know, hey, what's your name? Great, I'm Todd. What do you do for a living? Awesome. Do you plan on working there forever or a temporary job? Well, I can tell you're really good with people. My company's hiring, and I think you would do really well what I do. Would you want to get some information on what I do? Again, guys, these are all just different ways. All just different ways. If you can't remember them, put them in a card. You know, everything we do is scripted, guys. This is just more information, but it's just script on recruiting. Know your recruiting story. I know mine. Okay, most people who've heard me talk know mine. I get pretty emotional when I talk about mine, but I'm passionate about it. You know, this job has changed my life and changed the life of my family. And, you know, it has opened a lot of doors for me. And, I mean, you know, it really has changed my life. So how many leads can you get within the next week? Have a goal for yourself and take action. Super important. Have a goal, guys, of how many that you want to get, okay? And then go for it. It's like your sales. It's your BPF. It's part of what we do. It's part of the process. If you want to put money in your checking account, sell something. You want to, you know, put money in your savings account, hire somebody. Guys, it is true. But if we don't set a goal for ourselves, and guys, when I say this to you guys, I'm speaking to myself out loud. If we don't set a goal for ourselves, we are not going to hit it, because no goal is not the way that it works. So edification, okay? In order for field recruiting to work, you really need to edify your AO or whoever will be running their interviews. You need to build them up. You can't just say, hey, man, here he is, okay? My manager knows how the big money works. He knows all the facts about the business. He loves having fun and is fun to work with, right? He's always willing to help people out. Here's the one that Kyle did, that we can say for Van as well. Van is a straight stud. I'm not saying tall, but he's very successful. He's an awesome leader and fun to work with. Very busy guy, but I'll make him set aside time for you, and he will run your personal interviews. He's genuine, very humble, and you would never know when you meet him, but he makes over $1 million a year. He made over $250K his first year, and he would be one of your leaders if you got hired here. Anyways, I'll give him your info, and he will be reaching out to you and explaining how the interview process works and guide you through it. That's pretty simple, right? All you're doing is telling the information that you already know about him or about Kyle, about Brad, about me, whoever the leader is that you're going to be edifying, guys. It's super simple. But then when they call your guy, just know, man, that they're doing the same thing about you, right? They're not just saying, hey, this is what the deal is. They're laying it out for you, okay? They're also saying, hey, this is, it's so awesome. Brandy has really crushed it since she's got here. She's doing a great job. I mean, they're going to pick you back up and edify you again as well, okay? This is crucial. As many field recruits can get lost in the pipeline from talking to the agent and talking to the AO, we just have got to do a better job of this, okay? Most people are going to, if you don't lift them up, they're going to probably not think very highly of the person. Let them know, man, Van set records. Hey, Kyle's one of the youngest AOs that we've ever had. He's moved up. I remember, if I talked about Kyle, hey, man, I remember, working with him at the start, man, and just to see him go up the career track, now he is an AO. It's pretty awesome. So have a tracker system and take action now. I have got this thing set up all cattywampus. Have an Excel sheet to keep track. We have that, okay? Take action today. Guys, don't wait. When I go out in the field today, I am going out with a purpose. I do want to find somebody that is going to be the one that I'm going to try and find a field recruit today, okay? I will find a field recruit today. Text your personal recruiting candidates, okay? Warm market. That's people off your phone and you think it'd be great. Put up a Facebook recruiting post. Circle back around to people over time. Recruiting never stops. I got a guy in Florida that is interested in a position with us, and I just need to get back with him again, okay? He was kind of hot and heavy for a little while, then he kind of fell off, and now I need to see where he is, okay? I know he's in the same situation with me. I've got a soft spot for him. He's a single dad, but, super excited about working with him. But you can't say the right thing to the wrong person or the wrong thing to the right person. Guys, if somebody's looking for the job, they're going to be open to it. Now, that doesn't mean that you throw up all over them and things like that, but it definitely means, that you definitely need to get out there and do what you can. So text your personal recruit, put it on Facebook. So we're good. Guys, speak to anybody today on that. Does that hit everybody in the fields?
That's good, Todd. So it was actually good just to be able to have something to take a quick look at, to kind of jog my memory and how I need to approach it.
Me too, Greg. Me too.
Super
Anybody
helpful.
else?
I took lots of notes. Super helpful. Thank you for going over it. I can't wait to get the WWE Championship belt of IOM.
Guys, we've always talked about different prizes, man. And one of the things that Josiah and the guys in the office said that they want would be just like a wrestling belt. And I looked online, man, and you can get one made for recruiting. So that person that week gets the belt, or that month, gets the recruiting belt. Something completely and utterly crazy and kind of silly, but, fun all the same, right? Kyle, you got anything you want to add, brother?
Hey, Tom,
Yep.
Todd, will you just do everybody a favor, man? Just you send that to everybody on this call so everybody, just really, really review it and study it and put it into action.
Yes, sir. I believe I can do that. Thank you, Brad.
Todd, that was good. One thing, I can't remember what page it was, but whenever it was like, how to ask the field recruiting questions, it was just, who do you know that's trying to make more money? Who do you know? Not do you know? Because if you ask it like, do you know anybody that's looking for a job? You're always going to get the answer no. So you have to ask them, who do you know that's looking to advance their career? Who do you know that's looking to make more money? That who instead of do is a game changer word. Just like, do you know anybody that's ever had cancer before? No. But who do you know that's ever had cancer before? You're going to get a better response. So I like that part, Todd. That was great going over that, man.
Who do you know is yes or no, right?
Yes. Yep. That's a bad way to ask any question for what we do.
Okay. Who is a person? Do is a yes or no. So anybody else? Cool.
I just
Guys,
really
look
quick,
at it. Go ahead, Brandy.
when we were doing our recruiting power hours, I'll never forget talking to this girl, and she was asking me all kinds of questions, and I was answering them. And Chad was laying in the bed. He's like, "You're just throwing up all over her." And I was like, "Well, shut up. You're not, you're not doing this." But it is true. Like, it was hard for me when I came from Lowe's, because I was able to tell everyone exactly what you did, what that looked like. And then you got to just trust that, I trust that when I give Kyle that number and introduce him, that Kyle's going to do the rest of it, and that's his job to do. It makes it a lot easier. So just trust that your AO or like Todd, they can do what they need to do. They know the words to say, whereas we may not know the proper wording to say when it comes to those things. So just trust them to give them to you and let them do the heavy lifting, as you say. That was a really big deal for me.
Just understand, the proper wording is right there on the screen. Y'all, that's all you got to do.
Yep.
Have y'all seen somebody like word vomit or diarrhea of the mouth in a demo? Like a new agent or something. That's the same thing with recruiting. Don't diarrhea all over us. It's too much. There is a process, a proper process to this, y'all, and it's right there. So thank you, Todd.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brad. In Brad's organization, look at him, man. He's benefited a lot from field recruiting and things like that, guys. We've got to get Team ILM's head out of our butts and get out there and get it done. So I think out of everybody on this call, Team ILM is probably low man on the totem pole, which is one of the reasons I was excited to talk about this, because we've got to do it. We got to stop talking about it and we got to start doing it. So I thank you guys for letting me go over this out loud and verbally so that it makes me pull my head out of my butt and get out there and start making things happen. So Kenny D, any thoughts? You look good, man. I'm just going to say it out loud. Brandy texted it to me, but she said, "Man, Ken looks good." I was like, "Well, I think so too."
Hey, man, what can I say?
Oh,
good job.
He's blushing now.
Definitely.
You shouldn't have did that, Todd.
Todd, man.
Hey, guys.
He's a trip.
Guys, I do look forward to seeing everybody on Friday. I do pray that everybody comes with an open mind and an open heart, and we are ready to learn. I realize some of the people that are on this call will not be there, and I wish you the best of luck in your future career. No, I'm totally kidding, with whatever you got going on that day. But I do look forward to seeing everybody, and I am excited about it. So remember, we are starting early on Friday morning. Those of us that are driving, I pray for y'all's safety and everything else and getting there, and I look forward to wrapping my arms around every single one of you. So as awkward as it may feel, I'm a hugger, and I'm going to hug for an awkwardly long period of time just to make it more awkward.
Can't wait.
Y'all have a great rest of your week, man, and we look forward to seeing you guys Friday, like I said. But then we'll, reconvene next Tuesday for this call again. Okay.
All right, big fella.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Todd. Buddy.
Yep. Absolutely.